Right, ladies and gentlemen, it took me about 15 minutes last night after watching a YouTube video. I've seen a couple before, but this one guy was pretty, you know, detailed about how he done it. There's a DPM, disruptive pattern material. I'll say bushcraft seat for want of a better word. It's a strip of material. I used to cut what's left over from where I cut the sides, the gutter in, so it's not as wide as it used to be, but I looked at it and I thought, yeah, so I've sewed a strip at the top to take some paracord, and a strip at the bottom. As you can see, I can stick a stick through, and I quite like this idea because that could be leant against, that could be as close to your basher as you want, and also when you've got your hammocks and that, and I've got a hammock seat, you need two trees. Well, with that you don't, you just need some sticks that you can easily cut. That's taken me, what, a couple of minutes just to nip out the side there, whack a few down. Most of them are leaning against the side of my house and needed to be trimmed anyway. And you've got a seat, and obviously it's leant up against the shed there, but that would be leant up against a tree, and it could be the same tree as me tarps tied off again. So I'm thinking that's a good idea. Also, another good idea, I'm going to angle that down, and I bet if it rained through the night, I wonder how much water that would catch in it, and I'll take a picture of that. Because I'm all about capturing water, because it may be the only source of water you got. So if that will hold, say, 2 Crusaders, you know, cups full of water, well, that's your morning brew and your morning hydration, isn't it? Well, at the very least, your morning admin water. Obviously any water in it would need to be boiled up, but also if it wasn't going to rain, that could also be used as a small cover for your burglary kit that's underneath your tarp at the time. You know, if you've got your tarp set high. So there's 3 different reasons to have that. It weighs almost nothing and will probably go in the side pocket or my bottom pocket of my jacket. So I'm going to go and have a little sit in it now. I've already worked out that the poles need to be a little bit more substantial, but let's just see, for almost nothing have I made a bushcraft seat. Well, if I go over, no laughing, because I've everything walks and all, I haven't sat in it as yet. So excuse me for being a bit trepidation. Yeah, that's alright. I'm certainly comfortable, nice sort of. I think the poles need to be a bit thicker though. Like I say, they've just been cut down so they're not dry. But yeah, bushcraft seat. All it is, tube sewn over, a loop at the bottom, smaller loop at the top for where the paracord is. In fact, what I'll do is I'll get out this thing now, because I'm believing okay, like everything else in this bushcrafting, like I just haven't got the old. Might tie a bit of string around there as it goes, or notch it or something. Again, first time, never tried anything like this before. Watched the video last night of a guy making one, or having one, how he set it up, and thought, do you know what, I'll have a go at that. 15 minutes top end. And that's the bit of material that's left over from where I had to cut the sides, you know, the rain guttering off this thing. So I'm still waiting for it to rain. Right, yeah, bushcraft seat. Again, I need stronger ones of these. That one's fine because it does give it, because I always thought this would dig in too much in the bottom of your thighs, but it doesn't. So yeah. Have a little look at it close up, ladies and gents. And best of all, that's cost pennies. Right, ladies and gents, here it is close up. Like I say, it's the first time I've sort of even constructed one as it goes. Need thicker poles, these have got too much giving them. Bit of paracord around there, nothing too flash, too fancy, just done there. There is a loop there where the paracord goes through. So that, I'll get your finger in there just to show that. There's a loop, again stitching. All I did was hem it up. And dimensions if anybody wants it. And down here, as you can see, bigger loop just to put a bigger size log through. Okay, there's the old stitching. Nothing flash, nothing too fancy. But I sew it over and over again, and there's 2 lines of stitching there. So if one gives way, you've got the other one. Again, nice little seat there. It cost me nothing, just wondered what I was going to do with that off-cut material. It was either going to do that or turn it into bags. I suppose if I wanted it, I could have it the other way around, doesn't matter which way it is, but I like that because you've got your tree coming down the back, and it can be as close as this to your basher. Whereas the other way I thought about it, or one reason for doing this, you ain't always going to have another 2 trees where you can put your hammock seat up, if that makes sense. And I've got an idea that if it's raining and it's hocking it down either in the daytime or the night time, you can use this to capture and hold some water until you've got time to get out, get it into a receptacle, and then obviously process it. You know, rainwater, would I drink it straight off the belt if I was desperate? Yes. Obviously I'll probably try and have it in a hot drink anyway, even if it was hot water or brew, coffee, whatever, depending on the situation, how desperate you are, but I'd always boil water before I drank it anyway. So I'm going to put this down at an angle and see how much water it will take. Let's just give that a little test. 2 reasons I hold tightwad. Experience tells me you should have at least 2 uses for everything that you're carrying. So a nice comfy seat, sort that with some better branches next time, and something that can capture some water. Anyway, be back in a sec. Right, here we are, close up. Well, all I've done is drop the A-frame down a little bit. I'm still of a mind it should be a little bit more horizontal, but I'm not expecting this to hold a lot of water. I'm saying 2-3 Cascada cups, if that's the surface area that would fill up from that, is better than nothing in the morning. Certainly it's more than enough to rehydrate you, or you know, 1 brew and you know all your admin tasks, having a wash and a shave and that. You know, free water, people. I like free, don't I? And sometimes it could be raining around you. I've just got this thing where I like to capture it. Anyway, let's see how much that will take. I've never done this before. Literally 5 minutes, just set this up, tied it up, whacked off a couple of branches. So this is all experimental for me. And if it'll hold a drop of water, all to the good, and if not, well, I'm going to find out, and you can watch it at the same time. Like I say, I don't do any editing, warts and all, good, bad and the ugly. Unfortunately, I can't manufacture the rain. I'm waiting for the rain to test this tarp, but I'm not expecting massive amounts here. Well, just 2 litres in there. The material itself, and I'm thinking the more water that it goes in, that bar will come up and hold. Yeah, see the bars moving? If I was in a long-term position in bushcrafting and I needed something to hold water, well, it's got about 4 litres there. So it's literally just somewhere to hold water, and then I can then process that water. You know, if I carried it from the river to there, it's given me a water storage. I say there's no way you'd get that much rain on that area to fill that thing up, but hey ho, look at that. I know the material's waterproof. There's 4 jugfuls, and I think that's, so there's getting on for, so I'd say 6 litres in there now. 2, 4, 6, yeah, a bit more. Let's have another one. Actually, now that has impressed me. So you see what I mean? Long-term situation. That'll catch rain overnight. Obviously, even if you only got a couple of 1 Crusader mug full out of it, job done. It's 1 mug of water you probably didn't have beforehand. And if I needed just to store water while I procured it, you know, 1 trip to the river, you know, doing an hour walking and backwards, store it there, and then use it. Obviously, I've lost the value of a seat, but it is another thing you can use the old seat for, especially if your seat's, you know, the old waterproof material. This ripstop nylon. Very impressed with this stuff. Let's have another one. I'll tell you what, let's just put the whole bucket in there, because I never thought we'd take a bucket. So this is the old. Oh, I thought that would well come out the sides. Ladies and gents, I'm quite impressed by that. Another reason for having this now, you know, I'll stick my hand in it. Look, there's that much water down there. It will hold the water. There's no way the water can escape. And yeah, well, I'm happy with that, because that's another reason. Don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but now, well, it's not covered, but certainly if I'm boiling that water, every time I'm using it, I've got somewhere else to store some water. You know, that I've walked to a river, carried it back. Nowhere else have I got enough in my rucksack to, excuse the old dirty bucket, it's just the oldest one I've got in the house. That was kind of full, more than enough to wash a car. It's now in there. Obviously the water's come out of the tap. Quite impressed with that. Well, that's another reason why a waterproof seat can be put to another use. There's three uses now I can see for me carrying that bit of material, which weighs almost nothing and would fit in my side pocket or the bottom of my smock. Somewhere to store some water. It will collect a bit of water, but it'll only collect as much as will drop onto, you know, that, you know, per square inch. Anyway, ladies and gents, I'll leave that there and see how much is left in the water. There's no way it's going to leak out because it's in a, you know, the bottom of the material. I'll try and come a bit closer, just have a bit look. Always been in front of the camera here. Let's get that down. That's a fair old wedge of water. That's as much as, well, that bucket, you know, your standard bucket, 2/3 full, it's now sat in there. So, yeah, impressed with that. That will do. Yeah, another reason to have that. I like a couple of free reasons for having any kit with me. So the old A-frame bushcraft seat, for want of a better word, has now got another use. Right, anyway, ladies and gents, if anybody's interested in how I made that, it would take me, you know, a couple of 3 minutes to show somebody on a video. And again, that was a bit of material I had left over from making the tarp. I had to take strips off both sides so it wasn't as wide as it used to be. To the guys on YouTube then, thank you very much. You give me another idea. I've never seen these sort of seats before, you know, army and all that type of stuff. Never used them. So I've come out, made one, and I've just give myself a good idea, because there's no way that water's going anywhere until I would want to use it. Anyway, ladies and gents, tightwad, everybody take care and be safe.